The Foro Italico has seen many champions rise, but few stories arrive in Rome with the quiet force of inevitability and surprise colliding at once. On one side of the women's final stands Elina Svitolina, the composed veteran who has rebuilt her path to the top through discipline, resilience, and unshakable belief. On the other side waits Coco Gauff, the young American star carrying the weight of expectation, momentum, and a rapidly expanding legacy. But the match that now defines the Rome narrative did not truly begin with the final. It began in the semi-final that changed everything. Svitolina's stunning victory over world number 1 Iga Swiatek transformed the Italian Open into something more dramatic than a standard clay court tournament. It became a stage for disruption, a reminder that even the most dominant forces in women's tennis can be challenged when belief aligns with precision. Swiatek arrived in Rome as the benchmark on clay, the player others measure themselves against. Her movement, control, and relentless baseline pressure have defined the modern clay era. Yet in their semi-final clash, Svitolina refused to be defined by reputation. She absorbed the weight of Swiatek's spin, redirected angles with intelligence, and refused to blink during the longest rallies. Every point became a test of patience, and Svitolina passed again and again. When the final point ended, it was not just an upset.
It was a statement.
Rome had a new finalist forged through composure rather than chaos. And now, the Ukrainian steps into a final that feels both earned and surreal. Across the net, Coco Gauff awaits, a player whose rise has been so fast that every tournament now feels like another chapter in a larger destiny. Gauff's path to the Rome final has been built on athletic brilliance and emotional growth. She has survived difficult patches, rebounded from pressure moments, and found ways to win even when her rhythm wavered. Clay courts amplify everything about her game. Her speed turns defense into offense in seconds. Her sliding movement allows her to retrieve shots that seem impossible. Her intensity fuels momentum swings that can overwhelm opponents within a few games. But Rome is not just about physical ability. It is about patience under pressure. And that is where Svitolina has rediscovered her edge. This final represents one of the most intriguing stylistic contrasts on the WTA calendar. Gauff plays with fire, explosive, emotional, instinctive. When she is confident, she can dominate rallies with sheer athletic force, dictating points before opponents fully settle into position. Svitolina plays with structure, calculated, disciplined, strategic. She rarely gives away easy points and thrives when rallies stretch into mental and physical endurance tests. One builds pressure through acceleration. The other builds pressure through delay. What makes Svitolina's run even more compelling is not just the win over Swiatek, but how she achieved it. There was no panic when momentum shifted. No emotional collapse when rallies extended. Instead, there was calm execution, the kind that forces even the best players in the world into uncomfortable territory. That victory reshaped expectations heading into the final. Suddenly, Gauff is not just facing a veteran finalist. She is facing a player who has already dismantled the tournament favorite. For Svitolina, this moment carries deeper meaning. Her career has been defined by resilience, injuries, time away, personal challenges, and the constant demand of returning to elite form in a sport that evolves rapidly. Yet every comeback has carried the same theme: patience rewarded. Rome now offers a chance for one of the most symbolic titles of her career. For Gauff, the stakes are different but equally powerful. She stands at a point in her career where potential is no longer theoretical. Each final she reaches adds weight to the idea that she is not just the future of women's tennis, she is already part of its present. Winning a title like Rome, especially after a draw that included champions and survivors, strengthens that identity. But finals are never linear. They are emotional landscapes shaped by momentum, nerves, and adaptability. If Gauff starts fast, dictating with her forehand and using her movement to stretch Svitolina, she can take early control. If she finds rhythm on serve, she can shorten points and avoid prolonged tactical battles. But if Svitolina extends rallies, redirects pace, and forces Gauff into repeated decision-making under fatigue, the match can tilt slowly in her direction. The Foro Italico crowd will feel every shift. Rome does not merely watch tennis, it absorbs it. Every rally echoes through ancient surroundings like part of a larger story. Every roar feels amplified by history itself. And in that setting, two very different journeys converge. One player chasing confirmation of greatness. The other proving greatness never truly fades. Swiatek's defeat in the semifinals already proved one thing. Clay courts can still be unpredictable, even at the highest level. That unpredictability now hangs over the final like tension waiting to be released. Gauff versus Svitolina is not just a matchup. It is a collision of narratives. Youth against experience. Momentum against mastery. Future against persistence. As they step onto center court in Rome, the scoreboard will reset, but the emotional weight will not. Svitolina carries the confidence of a giant-slaying semi-final win. Gauff carries the ambition of a rising force ready to claim another landmark title. And somewhere between those two stories lies the truth of the final. That in Rome, under pressure and on clay, greatness is never given. It is taken point by point.